of his eye. Sit right down, we're gonna give you the scoop with Ryan Pfeiffer and Lisa Doop. Shama-lama ding-dong, loop-de-loop. This is the story of a guy named Mr. Boop.
You're listening to Being Mr. Boop. Imagine if a good podcast talked about Mr. Boop. My name is Lisa Doop and I'm Mr. Boop.
My name is Ryan Pfeiffer and I am Mr. Boop.
My name is Adam Catscratch and I am Mr. Boop.
Ryan, Adam, it's Tuesday, August 25th, 2020, and today we're reading the 156th ever Mr. Boop strip. What happens in today's Mr. Boop?
No, you go. Go ahead.
Oh, this guy returns. I don't remember this guy.
This guy returns.
Oh,
yeah,
he's a classic character.
the prison guard. In panel
he's
104, we see in the flabber shot, we see the prison guard. We had a name for him. I can't remember. It was Guy Justine. We see Guy Justine, the prison guard, standing in his usual place right outside the prison cell, empty. And he's in thought. He's got his finger up to his chin in thought, and his eyebrows are lowered in thought. And his hand is on his hip in a thoughtful way.
In thought, yeah. And Adam, what does he say? What does he say?
Adam, what does he say?
Saying, now that I've had some time to think about it, prison is such a fucked up idea.
Well,
Electries, and there's 4 dots in this electries.
He's been thinking about it.
That's weird. That's a non-standard number of dots.
It is.
But maybe
I forgot to ask, Adam, have you ever listened to the podcast before?
No, but I've heard you explain this whole Electra point thing on Being Jim Davis.
Oh, that's right. Well, thank God we don't have to explain it.
Thank God.
Panel 2, close up of Guy Justine, and he's still like kind of looking up to the corner in thought. He doesn't have his hand up anymore.
Guy Justine.
No.
Is he reading he's reading his own speech bubble?
It sort of looks like that. He's just kind of like doing that thing where you like where someone's thinking and they're looking into nothing, like exaggerately, like so much so that they're like looking up into the left or to the right. He's doing that sort of. But yeah, sort of with one eyebrow raised because it's a certain type of thought, I guess. He's not daydreaming. And he's got a speech bubble to take up most of the panel. What does it say?
When Sonic the Hedgehog was in prison, all he wanted to do was better himself and rejoin society.
Panel 3, not the same shot as panel 1, not the flapper shot. It's sort of in between panel 1 and 2 in terms of it's not as close up as panel 2. It's not as far out zoomed as panel 1. It's kind of in between. So we see do
you think these are hard cuts or zooms?
Do
you think these are hard cuts or zooms?
I think it's the same thing either way in terms of a comic strip. So I'm pretty sure it's just.
But I'm talking about it. I'm talking about it within filming. If we're filming this, I'm doing a Being Jim Davis bit.
No, I understand that, but I think even in the terms of the bit, it would be the same. I think it would still be.
No, because here it's zooming in. It's zooming in,
but it's also cutting.
And then zooming out.
Because that's how we view it.
Well, yeah, that's how we view it. But if we're turning these from storyboards into film, would we just?
I don't think that's what the bit
cut?
Means.
Well, then I'm doing a different bit then.
I don't understand this bit. This is a great example of our dynamic here on Being Mr. Boop. Adam. Anyway, Guy Justine is like looking down angrily, still just like kind of not really looking at anything particular, just in thought.
He's wondering where his feet have gone, or his lower half.
His speech bubble in this panel reads, instead of rehabilitating him, our system would rather have him spending the rest of his life behind bars working as a slave of the state. And
we all read. This is great. We all read one line of dialogue, one speech bubble this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Panel
we shared it between the group.
Panel 4 is black. It's the color black.
We haven't seen this format before.
What do you mean?
We
3
haven't seen
panels
it
in
go
the black
black.
panel.
Hmm?
Yeah, this is brand new.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah, I
innovative.
wonder if he's gonna keep this up.
So there's no real joke here. It's just that Guy Justine is commenting on how fucked up the prison system is
He's making more of a it's more of a
in
statement.
the fiction of the comic, but also in real life because it's the same.
It's
Except
Alec using
without
a sock
Sonic the
puppet.
Hedgehog. No, it's not the same actually, because in the fiction of the comic, it's way easier to get out.
Yeah, they just let you out.
Yeah, in fact, I'm kind of
It's
questioning
very-
if this really works because
It's
he's
very
saying how fucked up the
it's like-
prison system is, but it's not really as fucked up in the world of Mr. Boop.
It's sort of Brechtian, isn't it? Where like they break down where he like intentionally breaks down the rules of his own universe to make a point, like to say this isn't fictional, this is real. You know, like how
Yeah.
Brecht did.
Yes. Kind of like when like cartoons make like an allegory for like a societal problem, and it's like, well, why is this a problem within the fiction of the cartoon? Like they could just do this. It doesn't really make sense. It's like, no, they're making a point. They're making a point. You know. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but they're making a point.
The fact that it doesn't apply to the universe makes you think about it, you know.
I suppose.
Like, oh, you know.
Also, the joke of this
In
one is
terms of-
kind of just the fact that he's speaking about this serious subject and he's just kind of making a point about this serious world issue instead of telling a joke and instead of having any point to the story at all. That in itself is kind of the joke.
Yeah, there's nothing would have happened in that 4th panel. Like,
Yeah. There's no which I don't think
maybe
it's typically the format.
if we want to be really parsimonious, or I don't know if that's correct, but we could say since he's talking about he's commenting on the prison system, that maybe the black in panel 4 is referring to a large population of the prison system because of discrimination. Interesting. Probably not.
I don't think that's what he was thinking.
Probably
no.
not. But that's something that could be said anyway.
well, in the other Endgame panel, like comics like this, people sort of like get interrupted like in medias res. Like there's like a cliffhanger kind of element, whereas this
is just a freeze.
This feels like a complete thought.
Not always. I feel like the Family Guy one doesn't really have that. The Peter Griffin
I think
one.
I'd argue that's like cliffhangery.
And then the last one doesn't have cliffhanger, but it's like it's much more clearly like a direct lead into the blackness.
What do you mean? The 156?
Yeah, because she's 155 because she says all goes dark and then it goes dark.
I didn't
Well, yeah,
notice
he's
that.
kind of the joke is kind of breaking down at this point where it's like now it's just turning black for no reason, just because that's the ongoing thing.
Yeah, it's keep it going until the bit's done.
I guess we'll
The
find
shadow
out. I guess we'll find out
synopses.
if it keeps up that way in the next few strips. If he's assuming he's still doing this, which I think he probably does for at least the rest of the week.
Shadow synopses.
Huh?
Everyone liked this guy, I guess. The shadow synopses is everyone liked this guy, I guess.
Why does he guess that? I don't understand.
What?
Why does Alec say that everyone likes this guy?
I guess people liked him.
Well,
That would track.
how does it track? We barely even see this guy interacting with anyone.
I mean, I guess people just liked it.
I think he means like people who read the comic liked this guy.
Oh, yeah. I see.
What? Come on! Yeah. What?
I don't know. So okay, that's interesting. Do you think he brought it back because people liked the character?
I guess so.
Oh, maybe that's
judging.
He wouldn't have
judging
done it,
by
maybe.
context clues. I'd say yes.
Oh, that's interesting. We're seeing all these different like, what's going on with this character? What's going on with this character? And I wonder if this character would have just been forgotten. You know what I think would have been funny is if there was just one of these strips about the concierge from like strip 2? Is it strip 2?
Yeah, that would be great. Like,
because did that character even have any lines?
I don't remember.
And you could have just been like, "Oh yeah, I'm the concierge from Mr. Boop number 2. Remember me? You don't remember me?
Have said
what?
That
anyway,
great,
I'm just buying groceries. You know, that would have been funny.
Concierge suit. You should write this. You should write Mr. Boop.
I don't think I would want to be. I think I'm already too associated with this as it is. No,
you should do.
If Alec wants to hire me to write like some Mr. Boop extended universe stuff, I'd be down for that.
Mm-hmm.
We could co-write. You could illustrate. I mean, I could illustrate.
Oh.
We could get Cadence to illustrate it. Anyway, you're hosting.
You've been listening to Being Mr. Boop. This is another tagline. You can visit the show's website.
You know what my tagline was?
What?
This is the tagline.
Well, you can visit the show's website at www.beingmrboop.com for a full catalog of episodes and to sign up to host the podcast, like our good friend Alec Cat Scratch has done. For more updates, follow
Alec
Mr. Boop
Cat
Pod
Scratch?
on Twitter. Alec Cat Scratch. It's your new name.
That's me. It's always been my name.
Yeah. So, which cartoon wife do you love? Adam?
Which cartoon wife do I love?
Yeah, who's your cartoon wife?
Huh.
Garfield.
I haven't really put much thought into it.
His cartoon wife is Garfield. That's why he adopted the last name Cat Scratch.
Mine is Cruella DeVille.
I'd say probably Dib from Invader Zim.
No, that's a good answer.
Sure.
Is Dib's last name Cat Scratch? Oh, did Dib take your name?
Dib is Vasquez.
I would absolutely take Membrane. Obviously.
Oh, Membrane.
You said Vasquez, like the creator of Invader Zim?
Yes. Okay, he's a self-insert. We all know this.
Yeah, but not that much.
I got it mixed up. I didn't realize it was Joan Vasquez. I was just, it was a Freudian slip. Good night, everyone.
It was a
good night.
This podcast was brought to you by the Pitch Drop Podcast Network. Like what you just heard? Support the show by going to patreon.com/pitchdrop. And while you're at it, check out pitchdrop.net for more of this and other shows.